Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's tips and tricks call. We will get started here very shortly. I'm excited to present to you some of the stuff that we have prepared on this call. I have myself, Tim Sessions, the Director of Client Services, and I also have Ryan Garcia, who will be manning the Q&A and the chat. Now, if you have a question, we encourage you to ask it in the Q&A section of the webinar. This will allow you, it'll allow us to post the questions and answers for everybody to see. The chat's available if you want to comment on anything that you're seeing or hearing, but if you have a question, feel free to ask that in the Q&A. The way that we're going to do this is if you have a question, don't hesitate to ask. Ryan will be able to answer those as we go through the presentation. But if there's any towards the end and we have some time, we'll also answer a few live on air. So we'll just wait a few more minutes for people to trickle in here and we will get started. In the meantime, feel free to enter the giveaway. Let me get that link posted in the chat actually. I will actually pop it up on the agenda here for you guys to see. So let's see here. Let me get that URL in the chat for you guys and then we'll get started. There you go. I gave you the full link there. So, all right, back to the presentation. Oh, it jumped me. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Here is the agenda. We announced the sweepstakes, so feel free to enter that as we check a few things off the housekeeping list here. And we'll also give you an opportunity to enter it towards the end as well. A couple of other housekeeping items. We have our back to school national promotion that starts, it kicks off August 3rd. Signups are closed for that, but if you do have any questions regarding that promotion, feel free to reach out to marketing@aptivada.com with any questions if you've signed up or have any questions about the sign up form. And then the pro football sign up form is now open, and that's available at info.aptivada.com/profootballchallenge. So head over to that site if you are interested in signing up. And also on this call, I'm just going to go over some quick question and answers on our FAQ list. The FAQ questions and answers are also available on the sign up form. So if you didn't catch all the information on this call, the same information is available on the sign up form. We'll also be going over some gallery examples, and then I want to show you some advanced gallery techniques. And at the end, after this call, so after everyone's signed off, I'm going to send out a survey to get your feedback on how this call went, what could we improve, and what are the things you'd like to see. So we'd much appreciate if you'll check that out. And then, of course, we'll pick the contest winner at the end of the call. So jumping right into the frequently asked questions about the Pro Football Challenge, I'm just going to go through these really quick. But the first one is, do I need to fill out the submission form for each station or company that will be participating? So as you're signing up for the Pro Football Challenge, you do need to fill out the form for each participating station or company. That's so we can include it in the national rules. It's so we're in compliance. What is the date to sign up by? Please have all your information submitted by the end of day of August 21st, 2020. The form asks for a sponsor. Do I need to have a sponsor locked in by the time I sign up? You don't need to have sponsors tied to the promotion to participate. And if you do sign up sponsors after you've already signed up for the Aptivada promotion, then you can just reach out to us at marketing@aptivada.com, and that information's on the sign up form, and let us know and we can add that to the list for you. How many sponsors are allowed to be included in the promotion? You can include as many sponsors as you would like. We recommend at least 3 to 5, with one being the title sponsor. So yeah, have at it with sponsors, but that's kind of the sweet spot that we've seen is 3 to 5. Can we include local weekly prizes or a local grand prize? Yes, this is encouraged. So you'll be able to see who the point leaders are in your market or for each company's pro football account, and you can see who's winning each week and at the end of the season, and this will help you determine the winners for that, aside from if there is a national winner. And let's see. What is the grand prize and is it guaranteed? So Aptivada has a insured prize of $50,000. In order for a participant to be the national winner, they'd need to pick all the winning teams correctly during the regular season play. So that's why we do encourage local sponsorships and doing weekly prizes and an overall prize, because that will encourage people to enter and enjoy the contest in your area. When are the scores of the games updated? So after each game is played, we'll update the scores. We have a feed that's pulling in that information. So participants will be able to check their standings on the leaderboard after each game. What if my account doesn't have the sports app installed? That is an upgrade if you don't have it installed. So still fill out the form and we'll be in touch with the promotion pricing so you can run that as a one-off if it's not something that's currently part of your plan. Do you have materials that will help us sell this promotion to sponsors? Yes, the link to all of those materials is on the sign up page. And what is the backup plan if football season is canceled? It's interesting that we even have to think about that. But we will forego the season, and just to put on your radar, the next national promotion is home for the holidays. And obviously that's one that's contingent on Aptivada's schedule and not a pro football or NFL schedule. So that one is guaranteed to run. So just a couple of questions that we have received about the Pro Football Challenge. If you're on the fence about running it, hopefully this will answer some of those questions for you. And also be sure to check if you're part of a bigger group, be sure to check with the corporate team to make sure that this is something that you can in fact run at your company or station. All right, jumping right into galleries. Now, why do we keep talking about galleries? Galleries have just really taken off over the last several months. In fact, if you received my email, you've seen some of the statistics where gallery usage by our customers, Aptivada customers, has increased by just over 300%. So pretty remarkable increase. And one of the reasons why is because you guys, our clients, are looking for fun and engaging ways to connect with your contest participants outside of a regular sweepstakes contest. Now, the nice thing about galleries is you don't always have to have a prize to include. So if you want to run contests, you want to run promotions, but you don't have the pricing to attach to it right away, you can still run galleries and just create a fun, interactive way for your listeners or your audience to engage in your programs or promotions. So what I've pulled up here are some examples of ones that I've thought were really cool, really successful, and I'll get behind the stats and the numbers in just a second. This one actually ran last year, and you may have seen this example before, but the numbers are so remarkable, I wanted to bring it up again, and it's something that you can run in your local area or your state. This one is the Amazing Arizona Photo Contest, and you can see all these beautiful pictures of Arizona from across the state there. So some of the numbers behind this, it was ran by KTVK, and the concept was to submit a photo for a chance to be voted on. And as people vote, then the photo with the most votes, I believe, could win a $500 Visa gift card. So as we all know, cash is king. So it was a pretty highly participated in contest. So the sponsor was the Arizona State Parks and Trails, and the whole promotion sold for $16,000. So you can see that submissions were up over 3,500 and votes were over 47,000. So, 3,500 people submitted their photos, and then they got friends and family to vote, which amassed over 47,000 votes. This next one is going on right now. It's 101.9 The Wolf, and it's Babes of Summer. And you can see here all the different prizes that they've tied into this. I like the tiered pricing on this, where the grand prize, you can win some outdoor furniture plus a gift card. Second place, same, a Visa gift card and a photo shoot. And then third place is a 32-inch flat screen TV. So a lot of great pricing here. So that's the top of the page on the left. And then as you scroll down, you can see the different pictures down below. And you can tell right away by looking at the vote counts that this is a highly participated in contest. So Babes of Summer photo contest, 101.9 FM The Wolf. And the concept is easy. Submit a photo of your baby for a chance to win cash and prizes. And those include patio sets, flat screens, TVs, Visa gift cards, photo sessions. And several of the sponsors are including car dealerships, outdoor design company like a lighting design company, a donut shop, which is my favorite, a photo studio, and a pest control company. The thing that's remarkable about this is it has 111 submissions, but over 11,000 votes. So you can see how people keep coming back, engaging with your website, engaging with the contest. So there's benefits for everyone to running galleries like this. All right, so it's contested here on the Aptivada side. You know, what gets more engagement, a pet contest or a cutest baby contest? And they go pretty head to head. Anytime somebody runs a pet contest or a baby contest, they're highly successful. So this one is American Pets, where you can upload your photo for a chance to win some prizes from Below Steakhouse and Kong, which is a pet toy company. So you can see the layout here, what it looks like on a website. And it was run by 102.3 XLC. And it was a submit a photo. Whoops, I forgot to change out that text there. Submit a photo of your pet. Well, depending on how you feel about animals, people call their animals their babies as well. So for a chance to win cash and prizes. The grand prize is a trip to Chula Vista, Belo's Steakhouse gift card, and a Kong prize pack. And it looked like the sponsors there were Belo's Steakhouse and Kong. This one again, 363 submissions and 36,000 votes, over 36,000 votes. So pretty remarkable engagement there. Something to note on these, I believe voting can happen hourly. So that can contribute to the high amount of traffic to these pages, but that is something to consider, you know, to increase traffic to your website. You know, maybe consider that hourly voting as opposed to daily voting, which I believe is the default on galleries. So very fun and creative ideas here, and very successful gallery campaigns. Now, I want to talk about some of the advanced gallery techniques that have come up as we've assisted you all in setting up galleries. So some of this might be old news to you, and hopefully some of it you can learn from. So I picked out three major things that I think would be good to highlight on this tips and tricks call, so you can walk away having learned something new. And if you already know all these, then congratulations, you're an advanced gallery user, and we appreciate your hard work in setting up galleries, because they are a little bit more involved than sweepstakes. I will throw that out right up front. You know, a gallery contest does require a little bit of extra bandwidth, but once you get it set up and once it's rolling, then they're really fun and easy to do. So the first one is going to be how to syndicate a gallery. So we'll talk about that, and then we'll also talk about running a gallery where you can have a separate thumbnail on submissions. And then lastly, attaching a sweepstakes form to the gallery and why you would even want to do that. So we'll talk about a couple of use cases there. And I just threw this down at the bottom just as a little reminder to me to announce this. It's a tiny little update, but you can now hide the gallery search bar from your contest. And what that means is if you know you're running like a head-to-head contest, there's no reason to have people search for their various photos that they might be looking for. You know, let's say there's only 2 photos on a head-to-head, there's no reason to have a search bar there, so you can now hide that. So that's what that means, and I'll show you where to do that in just a second. Whoops. All right, so let me jump back to my admin here so we can talk about some of these advanced features. All right, so again, if you have any questions during any of this, don't hesitate to reach out on the Q&A and we'll get those answered, and then we can address any towards the end of this call as well. All right, so the first item on my list, just to double check where we're at, how to syndicate a gallery. Now, when you create a new gallery and you have admin privileges, say for several accounts, let's say you are a TV or a radio station in Columbus, Ohio, and you have access to 6 radio stations in that market. You can create a gallery and you can syndicate it down to your various stations. However, when you syndicate them, you only have 2 options. One is to not be syndicated, and the other is to create it as a template. Now, if you're familiar with setting up a sweepstakes on a market level account or a parent account, you have 3 options: not syndicated, hosted, and template. Now, hosted allows you to control that contest at the market level and then syndicate it down, and all the admin privileges take place at the market level. However, with gallery, you actually don't have those options. It's something that we've talked about, something that we're investigating to make it a little bit easier on the setup side of things. But what I'm about to show you will give you some options when wanting to run, if you want to run a gallery across multiple stations or accounts in your market or your area. So when you create a new gallery, it's going to give you 2 options: not syndicated or template. Now, if I'm to create this as a template, then I can set up the promotion and then I can syndicate it down to my child accounts. However, once it's syndicated down, then all of the control that happens on that account or all of the control over that gallery will then just be related to the child account rather than being able to manage the promotion from the top level like you're used to on a hosted sweepstakes. So with that in mind, what we recommend is to build the gallery on the market level account and select not syndicated. And when you do that, and let me jump into a gallery here that is set up like this. So it's this summer sunset option here. As you can see, there's no syndicated tab here. So what we would recommend if you want to syndicate this across all your various stations is set up the contest. So get it looking like you want, get the submission form all set up and ready to go. And then take the publishing options, the embed options, and embed that across your several stations. Now, the downside to this, or the disadvantage to this, is that you get the same promotion on each of your station accounts. So if there's some station branding or company branding that you want tied to that account, then each instance will have all of your graphics and branding on that. So if we're running it across 4 radio stations, then we'd want to put the 4 radio stations logos on the header. The advantage to doing it this way is that now all the submissions are going to pool into one submission area. So if I submit it on radio station X, my submission is approved, then it will also show up on radio station Y. So the example that I'm talking about right now is the not hosted example. Now, if we were to syndicate this contest, this gallery as a template, then I can do the individual branding on each individual station. And so I could customize it for that station and not have to list out all the different gallery or all the different station logos. But if I submit it on station X, then my submission would only show up on station X and not station Y. So if you choose it as a template and syndicate it down, and let me jump to an example of that. Let's see, I think the Cutest Pets has one where I do have my syndication tab. As soon as I install this on any one of these accounts, so company C, B, or A, then it becomes that account's own version of the gallery. And so the photos don't syndicate up to the main promotion. So what we recommend is building the gallery on your parent level account and just embedding that across all of your station accounts. Now, I know that there's a few of you on your call that have your contest pages set up differently than the standard way through the Aptivada platform. And so I'm going to show you a little trick that will help you. So for instance, you might have a contest aggregate page where as soon as a contest goes live on your account, it's going to show up on your website. And that's where all your contests live. That's where they have to live. You can't really do any microsites or anything along those lines. So what we recommend to do is, if you're in that situation, is create your gallery, select it as a template gallery so that you get these syndication options. And then you will install it on each one of the accounts that you want it to run on. And then over here on more settings, you have your publishing settings, and you have this option that says redirect this grid this grid item to a custom URL. So what you'll do is you'll still embed the gallery on one landing page, then you'll take that landing page's URL and type that in. So let's say it's at aptivada.com/gallery contest. And now this instant of the contest will show up on your aggregate page, but it will redirect to that landing page that's hosting all of the photos and all of the content there. So this is a unique example for those of you who have a contest aggregate page and where you can't build a landing page outside of that. Contest landing page outside of that contest aggregate page, or if you do, it's a little microsite there. So a little bit advanced. If you have any questions about this, or if I lost anyone on this portion, don't hesitate to reach out. You have support on hand right here in the bottom right hand corner. So don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions about what we just discussed here. All right, so the second thing that I want to touch on is creating a separate thumbnail on submissions. Now, this comes in handy when running something like a Battle of the Bands gallery. Another example that you may have heard me use before is we had a junior reporter contest where the contest was submit a video of you reading the news, or school-age children reading the news. And then they also wanted to have a headshot of that child so that when the gallery is showing, it shows the headshot, and then you click into it and it shows the video. So I'm going to show you how to set that up here. So I have this pre-made Battle of the Bands contest, and I have my form set up where people can submit their first name, last name. They can upload their video from a device or paste it from a YouTube URL. So if I'm a band and I've uploaded my content to YouTube, I can paste in that URL. But if I don't want to use YouTube's thumbnail that it's generated for me, then I can do this option right here that says thumbnail separate. So it's a little drop down below the gallery submission layout, and you can choose a thumbnail field. Now what this is going to have me do is actually create a new field for that thumbnail. So I'm going to go ahead and click add field, and under input field, rather than using a gallery submission field, which I can use, I can also use a file upload field and toggle that as upload an image, and then label it band thumbnail. We'll just call it that, band thumbnail. All right, and we'll make it required for entry, and I'll go ahead and save that and put it right where I want it. I'll put it right below the upload from device. All right, so now I have two media upload fields on my contest. So now I can do thumbnail separate, choose thumbnail field, and it's going to give me the option to go to file upload. So now that's connected here. All right, so let's say I'm a participant with a band and I want a video of my band. I'm going to go ahead and add my own submission, and this is what it's going to look like from the user experience. Let me go ahead and start over here so you get the full experience. So this is my band, Tim and the Aptivadas. So Tim at aptivada.com. It pulled in my information, And let's see, I have a URL copied here, so bear with me while I snag that. I'm going to go ahead and grab that URL and throw it in. So I'm pasting in a YouTube URL. Hopefully I grabbed all that. And then I'm going to upload my band thumbnail separate. So it brings up a file picker, which I don't believe you can see, but I'm going to go ahead and upload that. So that image has uploaded, band name, the Aptivadas, and tell us about your band. We've been playing since 2011. All right. So there we go. I've submitted all the info for my band. Now, if we look at the submissions, if all went well, here we have the submission. The thumbnail is now separate. So this was the thumbnail that I put up here. And if I click in, then it's going to be the actual video of the band, the Battle of the Bands there. So you can see now that you have a separate thumbnail and then the video. So this comes in handy. Again, Battle of the Bands, Junior Reporter, any sort of something where the video is different and you want to have headshots included, so you don't want to include the thumbnail there. So again, that is uploading a thumbnail separate. So it does require you to add a second media field, and then the band or the participant can upload that second image there as a separate thumbnail. All right, so last on the list is, why in the world would you want to connect a sweepstakes form to a gallery? So let's say you're running a sweepstakes and your sponsor wants people to submit a photo of their old grill. So this is a grill giveaway here. So people, they enter their email address, their first name, their last name, and they upload an image of the grill. Well, part of the package, let's say they don't want a gallery of all these grills, they just want to pick internally who has the nastiest grill so that you can win a new grill here. So I've added this upload an image of your old grill field. And currently, if people are submitting, then the only way to view these files is to go ahead and download the CSV. And when you download that CSV, it's going to give you URLs to view the images of those files. And you have to click through each one to view those files. Well, what you can actually do is create kind of an internal gallery viewer. Now, this doesn't have to go live and it doesn't have to display on your website, but you can just go ahead and create a new gallery and call it Grill Photo Viewer. And this allows you as the admin to then view those photos as they're submitted. So when you build a new gallery, it's going to come with a preset form. So the first thing you do is delete out that form, and it's going to give you a warning because you generally don't want to do this, but in this instance, it's okay. So we'll go ahead and click OK, and then we'll click Add a Source or Entry Form. It's going to give you two options: new custom entry form or use sweepstakes form. So we're going to go ahead and use our sweepstakes form, and it's giving me the option of all the sweepstakes I can choose from. So I'm going to choose Grill Giveaway and click Create. All right, so it's pulled in the mobile version of our Grill Giveaway form. Now, to set this up as a nice image viewer, you can click Choose Primary Field and select the grill. Upload an image of your grill field there. Since we don't really have a title, then that's not really necessary. If we want to choose an author field so we know who's submitting, we can go ahead and do that. And if there's some sort of description field, you can connect that as well. So now as people are entering their images of their grill in the sweepstakes, then you can view them in the submissions tab. So it's going to give you a nice internal layout of what people are submitting on their sweepstakes. So we've created kind of an internal viewer. This has no intentions to go live. You're not going to be embedding the gallery on your website. This is just for you for quick, easy viewing internally on a gallery. So that's one reason why you'd want to connect a sweepstakes to a gallery. The other one is, let's say rather than, let's say you're running a gallery submission where rather than voting determines who wins, you're still going to do a random selection. Well, if we take a look, and pardon me for jumping back and forth so much here, but if we take a look at our regular gallery setup, if we look at this entry form here, step 3 is grayed out because we assume that, you know, people are going to submit their photos, and the way that they're going to win is either through internal judging, you know, if it's you or your sponsors judging the photo, or by voting. That's how a winner is determined. But in the off chance that you do want to run a gallery that allows submitters to get bonus entries, then by connecting a sweepstakes form to that gallery, you do get that step 3 there, where you can add those bonus entries. So this will, you know, incentivize people to submit, and they could randomly be selected, and they have a better chance to win a prize by being randomly selected with those with those bonus options. So anyway, that's those are 2 reasons why you'd connect a sweepstakes form to a gallery. But by default, we generally encourage you to just use the gallery form that's generated when setting up a contest. And if you have any other ideas on why you would want to use a sweepstakes form, don't hesitate to submit those as well. If you have any unique use cases, then we'd love to hear those. But those are the 2 that I've come up with, and hopefully that helps give you some ideas there. All right, so the last thing that I want to show you, like I said, just a small update, but an important one to a few of you, is you now have the chance to hide the search bar. And what we're talking about, let me go to an example here where that search bar is turned on. Let's see if there's looks like some of our contests are expiring here. I don't see a photo contest on our examples page. I should have checked that right before the call. But I guess I could show you on a preview. But a photo has to be submitted. That's right. Let me go. I'm sorry. I just want to show you really quick so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, and then we'll move on. I believe the Cutest Pet Contest does have some submissions here. If I click preview, come on, pop up. Let's see, where's my preview? Let me go to the live version. Oh, it's linked to the wrong. I'm sorry, I should have had this pulled up here. For some reason, this older contest isn't pulling up my information. Oh, it looks like we do have a little bit of a glitch here. So let me go ahead and just show you where that is available to uncheck the option to hide the search bar, or to check the option to hide the search bar. So if you go to the layout editor, scroll down, go to customize layout, and scroll down even further, you have the option to show the search bar at the top of the gallery. You can then uncheck that. So again, this is a use case if you have like a head-to-head and there's only 2 submissions that you've submitted internally, then that's where you'll hide the search bar from. So just wanted to point that out. It's a tiny update, but it could come in handy for a lot of you. All right, so we've hit the end of the presentation. We're right around our half-hour mark. We'll just go over a couple more things, and then we'll go ahead and pick the winner. I want to make aware that we will be sending out a survey to all of you after this call, and I'd like to encourage you to participate in that survey, because it's only going to help us improve these tips and tricks calls and our training calls in general. So what it will look like is this training feedback form. You just fill out your information. Let's see, I'll just put in a fake email address here. You can subscribe to our tips and tricks reminder emails, as well as our digital sales emails. And you'll just be asked a few open-ended questions and quickly give a rating. And if you have any other comments or feedback, and that's it. So you can quickly go through the survey. I just wanted to show you how quick that survey was to take. So we'll be sending that out. If I could just strongly encourage you to enter that and help us out, that would be great. So lastly, we just have a couple more minutes. Looks like Ryan's been great at answering the questions. And let's go ahead and see if we can answer this one that's still popped up in the Q&A here. And we'll take a couple more as well if you guys have time. But let's see, this looks like it goes back to the gallery. If you only create it in the parent level, how can you add users who participate to a user base for a specific market or station? That is a great question on the Q&A. Let me go ahead and mark that so you guys can see it in the question. So you're right, the user base does include, it will include those users in the parent level and not the child level there when creating a gallery and installing it at the market level and then just embedding it to the child level. So what we are looking into various ways to host the gallery like you would a sweepstakes to mitigate questions like, or to mitigate scenarios like that. But for now, it would just add to that overall market user base there. So with that, are there any other questions that come in before we go ahead and pick the winner? All right, let me make sure that you have that URL again, and we will go ahead and get ready to pick. So it looks like it is there in the chat. We do have people viewing on YouTube, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the chat on Zoom as well. So I'm just going to do that real quick so you all have a chance to answer or to fill out the contest there, and we will go ahead. Let me make sure there's no other questions first. And all right, we'll go ahead and get ready to pick the winner. So I have Ryan ready to share that with me. Ryan, as soon as you have that, go ahead and share it with me in Slack, and then we'll announce it. If you're here and on Zoom, go ahead and you raise your hand. If you're on YouTube, there is a 20-second delay, so hang tight, and we will, if I'm not seeing it on Zoom, we will make sure that you're there on YouTube as well. So we're getting the winner now. Just one second. Thank you guys for bearing with us. And had a little hang up there. Just waiting on one more winner here. Okay, so we have Scott K. Scott K, are you on the call here? Scott K raised his hand. Congratulations, Scott. We will email that out to you. Thanks everyone so much for joining our tips and tricks call this month. Again, look out for that survey, and we hope that you have a great rest of your day. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to reach out, and we are here for you. So thank you so much, and have a great day.